Hello. It's not the longest trailer ever. Welcome back. We're now playing Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, available now on the Xbox Store for the price of $39.99. Hello, Gun Griffin. Welcome. Let's go. And hello, Vlad. Objection. Let's go be an attorney. Alright, Ace Attorney has 30 achievements for the 1000 gamer score. Quite a few rares. Play the Devil's Advocate. Genshin Impact? I'll look into it. We will go HD. Start from episode 1? Yes. Hello. Hey, first achievement. Everything old is new. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor. That may be true, but why? Why ask why? Try, but dry. Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter the cost. Interesting. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been. Always will be. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Why are they at the prosecutor's building at 2 in the morning? It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Oh, we got a boss fight. Get your characters in. The door is unlocked. Dun dun dun. Hello? Detective Gumshoe. What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Ew, blood is gross. What the hell? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Identify yourself. Shut up. Oof. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. That's kind of rude. This game could be relaxing and funny. I've never seen it before. I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I'll be thrusted into a multitude of cases. Two. And some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. Hi, Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Gameplay. I thought I could change. I guess not. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Hey, 4 with the raid. Thank you, sir. Welcome in, raiders.
Alright, so now
Hope you enjoyed your stream. Please continue your investigation.
Hawker, right? I talked to Hawker.
You got an ad? That's funny.
No, I don't need to talk to her.
Yes, sir.
Where's the quest that I gotta do? Got mail.
Whoa.
Out here.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay? Sir. Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard the murder taking place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And the only one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. Hello, Goldeneye. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine, however. Thank you, K4, for that raid. Bad timing on the ad, I guess. Ack, look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. Welcome in, K4. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique, that's a weird spelling. My curiosity. Why, of all places, did the murder occur in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. Key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. logic? Ooh. By finding the connections between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. I'll look into it. It looked funny from what I saw. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with LB, and then I connect them together with Y. That would be extremely weird in conversation. Yeah, I push LB and then I connect them with Y. Now, to use LB and recall the facts. Crime scene, my office. The office key. Nice, we took down the boss. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it is impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen? Really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, it may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. Very flashy. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. If you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Sigh. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. Completely different. In that case, I suppose I can get some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? I think I've seen one of these before. It's a wallet. Oh, it's a police badge. Oh, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. That's funny. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith, detective. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. Let's see here. Blood all over his lower abdominal area. Abdominal. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know how much more than that. Well, if he was shot, he was shot. Please, have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Are you going to be okay with keeping the track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press RB to open my organizer. Alright. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Your your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in it pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day, every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. If no one was ever there, it wouldn't need to be cleaned. Thus. Does he have a life? I don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. Second and goal. Ooh, almost sacked and sacked. Problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. I think I've clicked everything. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would be mean that the killer made their escape after disposing their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Huh. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think. Sigh, detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detective. Seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now, to calmly use some logic and figure out any of them are connected to each other. Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. That killer is gonna pay. This tea set. Yikes. You're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. Oof. What? Now I feel like the killer wasted one of my monthly paychecks. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh, yeah, that thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective. Final, Yankees defeat the Athletics. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better. So I guess I can't dock his pay. I hope we could solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Oh, it's your trophy. The, Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Fortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Okay, I think I've looked at everything it will allow me to look at. Nope. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Hello, Shih Tzu. Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Oh, of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. Down at the crime scene. Same bottle as those used by the precinct detectives. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim. On which game? The revolver, standard model, used by detectives. I have the Niners Rams on. I don't know if I have that game. Sports. No, I do not have that game. Could have belonged to our recently departed Detective Gumshoe. Could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy is wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim, killed by his own gun. That's brutal. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use right stick to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use LB and RB to zoom in and out to get the nitty-gritty. It looks like only one round was fired from this. So the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh? We have no proof for now, but that's a distinct possibility. I guess this is all we're gonna find out. We should send the body to, Jim. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. Investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? A body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Ooh, no good. Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes I am. I'm Jacobs Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime, busting... I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. The Ravens blew it. Bah. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. And it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Dude wasn't even home or at his office. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down. I will not. I know how things work around here. My prosecutor's office doors always have locks built into them. Every door has a lock. That's not a new thing. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. At least the Seahawks one. And we got a boss fight coming up. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. The key to the door was with me the entire time. So the only one who could get in here was me. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. Everyone, calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. Here comes Mr. Pumpkin. You there, sir. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made on your prosecutorial debut? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Like what? I take it you haven't noticed yet, detective. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Touchdown! Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. It's starting to sound like him. Didn't tell me it's my turn. Or now it's my turn. Alright, we're gonna do 2. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my detective skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. When I have found significant proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. This is the way. Proof of my profession, however. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary, my dear Watson. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame. That's right. However, this gun was only fired once. That's true. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Of course he did. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? My secret safe you're not supposed to know about. Duh, it's a secret safe. Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say nothing like what you're imagining is inside. You could kindly move this frame out of the way. Congratulations, you beat the boss. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. It's a secret for a reason. When did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. But what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in season. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Secret safe data jotted down in my organizer. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. This is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad, don't you find it to be a little too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir? Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Secret safe data updated in my organizer. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. GG. No more GG spam messages. I never knew there was a safe hidden back here. Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now, would they? Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no, like, hidden camera around? What if there was? Aha! No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? First and 10, and they're at the 50. Wow. Bad pass interference. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month, like clockwork for you. Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. Lions go roar. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony. How painful. By thorns. Wendy. Isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stalked? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Shudder. Killer's goal, signs of a struggle, another handgun. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely, You must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we could do is search for the truth. I wonder what this will bring up. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, this book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know, I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although, it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor, too. Those must have been made when unable to stay standing. He dropped to the floor. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. This is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Oh, they're playing a crazy ball. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. It appears the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. So that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. Deduce. Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Where am I going? I need to look up something. Yep, Superman. Hello, hero. He's there. This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. Jump! Huh, you don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Is this spot how... No, that's not what I want to do. It's this right here. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. And we're back. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? Position of the body. The victim was shot while he was laying down. Didn't you just say the line of reasoning is illogical, sir? You said the victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot. I was trying to be nice and explain my complex logic in an easier way for you, detective. Really? Thanks for thinking me, sir. Good. I don't think he noticed my mistake. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? Position of the handprints. The position of the handprints is what's causing this problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground. If the handprints were where they are, up top. Yes, you are quite perceptive, which is why this is not a viable hypothesis. Oh, so it was just a what if? Then what's the right answer? You still can't figure it out. Then allow me to explain. Please, sir. Guess he didn't notice the slip-up. Oof. I guess I'm wrong. The order of the files. I believe the order of the file is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah. You see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. So that's it. I believe the killer made some incorrect assumption, as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. Don't move the dead body, that's kind of weird. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspect, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files just before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling, indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now, the crime scene is as what it was the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed. There are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. These handprints belong to the victim, right? They make sense with the body's position. Yes, they must have left them when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. I need to go over this crime scene with a fine-tooth comb one more time. Everything is done there. Nice. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. There's no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, Detective. Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go. This. What's that? Why does it say Gumshoe there in blood? I'd say that's incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes. Indicative of criminal activity, indeed. Oh, the boss fight's coming. No, wait. There's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer really was after? Stolen file data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. It looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Dude is angry like the Hulk. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. Ugh. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, Then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. There must be some sort of flaw to his logic, waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. How do you do that? Can you explain? I don't think you made it in time, BX. Alright, first, listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with RB and present the piece of contradictory evidence. Rambo? Oof, I don't think that's an option. I guess Warrior would be the closest to Rambo? Present something. I simply use Y. That's all it is. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with LB. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information. A new or modified testimony. We're going to do our damage. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too. Karate champ. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe. You stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed a theft instead. Janitor? Got a mess to clean up. What's the next football game? Kansas City and Falcon. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jin's gun from him and shot him dead. Like getting cold outside. I'm doing a little stretch right now. As you guys try to defeat the big pumpkin head on me.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? when clearly his name is Buddy Faith. We'll do one. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jackus and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? Congratulations.
SMS received.
You guys want some more stars? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jackus or Jack, I don't know how to pronounce that dude's name. Jack and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was a third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the blood letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you'll be brought to justice.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. Looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even a good detective can spot it. I don't know what it is. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by pressing him with some evidence. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim? We already went through this. It would behoove you to take a good look at this. I see it, but I fail to see how it's anything to do with me. Is that so? You're not at the top of your game today, are you? I can't allow them to set the pace here. I must remain calm. Only by doing so can I find the fatal flaw in his reasoning. Further, you messed up the files to make it look...
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? If the body was getting in his way. Had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway... But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters.
Hold it!
Why do you think the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Why do you think... Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Gasp. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could overlook the bloodied letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing Spike. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
Hold it!
Hold it. Ghostbusters Remaster. Nice. Are you saying that those letters were... We already read this. To think that's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. But I love the ones they used at track and field meets to start races. If you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mentioned it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. I don't think there's anything else to investigate. This badge's design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict prosecutors of the law and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frost and blazing summer days. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with the numbers of its owner on the back. Numbers as if we're not human on the inside like everyone else.
Objection!
Mr. Postman, there's a large flaw in your logic. I think it holds up really well. What do you think's wrong with it? Nothing. Let's move on. Oof. This isn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate. It was careless of me. I can't afford to do that, or the truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm. Miles, it's the only way.
Objection!
There's a larger flaw. Ah. I don't know which one is correct.
Objection!
Ah.
Objection!
Oh my god.
Objection!
I don't know what I'm supposed to see. I'm not seeing it.
Hold it! Objection!
Oh. I'm doing horrible.
Hold it!
Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. All 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you move Jim's body.
Hold it!
Objection. It would behoove you to take a good look at this. I see, but I fail to see how it has anything to do with me. Is that so? Oh my god. I'm gonna fail here.
Objection!
I'm out of power. Whatever that meter is at the top. Why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway...
Objection!
Objection. Hello, Mr. Coolness. Unfortunately, your faulty logic was only able to carry you so far. Now I'm afraid I have to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. You're not a cop. You're a lawyer. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, please do something. Get me out of this. Arg. It's the best I could do. Thus, the truth was lost for all eternity. I was trying to. What? Hey, Cat, move. No. Go. Move. Move. Jordan, move. I didn't want to roll on her tail. Instant noodles are good. Poor thing. Jump. When you move Jim's body, it was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it. We've read all this. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit.
Hold it!
Hold it. Your logic is not perfectly sound.
Objection!
Objection. It's yes. Well, hey, cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. The detective's right for a change. How did it come to this? Calm down. Listen carefully and think.
Objection!
Oof. I don't know which one it is.
Objection!
We failed again. Case closed. Alright, let's get back to where I can make my objections. Objection. Ah. I think I've done all combinations.
Objection!
I must object to your line of logic. Hello, Jimmy. Thank you for that raid. Welcome in, Raiders. What alert is this? I don't even see it. Switch alert box is up there. I don't know. How was Keylocker? Oh, the boss is here. Must object to your line of logic. Ah. He's arrested again. Am I missing a piece of evidence? Hello, sub. Presented everything.
Objection!
Oh, that's a lot of text. Smite him.
Hold it!
Objection. Hold it.
Hold it!
Oh, I forgot to change to that.
Hold it!
Hold it. Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Only Ulkesh can make his turn. We are going to... I don't think I have all the evidence. That might be my problem. It's missing 3.
Objection!
We're gonna have to retry. Case closed.
Hold it! Objection! Objection!
Objection.
Hold it!
Hold it.
Hold it!
And it will be his final words.
Hold it!
Hold it. Flaw in his logic. I presented all of the...
Objection! Objection!
Objection. Nothing is working.
Objection!
Objection. Good job, everyone.
Objection!
Mess up the files.
Objection!
Jim's body.
Objection!
Nothing I'm presenting is working.
Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it. What is the flaw? His logic is solid. O F G H I J K L. H is missing.
Objection!
Objection. Alright, since I said if we get to the number, I'll open the giveaway for the previous game. And it's not for this one, it's for the previous game.
SMS received.
For Aiden in danger. Jordan needs it in his life.
Objection!
think I'm gonna have to start this chapter over. I think I'm missing some... Is there add-ons? No. Nice. Enjoy it. Always nice when things work.
Well, well. If it isn't fresh.
The giveaway is for Aiden in Danger, not this one. And hello, Heaven. Please smile. The game you play on Halloween. It's always good to have a tradition. Halloween, we usually watch a horror movie. Who are you? Alright, since we read all this, we'll leave autoplay on for now. Detective Gumshoe? Right? What the hell? Freeze! Identify yourself. Oof. I don't even remember what I have on Windows 8. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. This one just came out. Well, this collection. Keep it down, detective. Yes, we've already read all this. This one just came out on September 6th. Touchdown ATL already. He was wide open. Alright, let's see if there's a piece of evidence that I missed. You're required to cheer for Kansas. Always good to be prepared. Why did this happen in my office? Examine everything. What did I miss? Alright, we got the guy's badge. Buddy Faith. Watch out for teacup fragments. Ship Roman. I don't know who that is. I didn't talk to the cops, so let's talk to them. You called, sir? Notice anything? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office. Investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. That's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. Oh, it's a person on Twitch. Ah. Yeah, that one, we've had discussions if they're a bot or not. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with A. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with RB. For information leaves its LB. That's it. Great job, sir. Detective Reasonable is the way to go. Called deductive reasoning detective. Clearly something you lack. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? Alright, looks like we've... How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary. Come on, reconnect. I don't know why it disconnected earlier today like that too. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about contradiction. Something out of the ordinary. Huh. I should look around a bit more. I mean, I have mine open, Jess is open, both my TVs open, so those are all incoming streams. Then I have this one going out. Oh, boss fight is coming. I can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. And there's one bullet missing. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Leave me alone. Sorry, I can't do that. The body? Don't talk about him like that. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Everyone calm down. I want you to capture the scene on film. That's very suspect. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies.
Eureka!
Eureka! It's elementary. 2 shots were fired. There is another gun, of course. Talk about dusty. Because all these little minions are fighting me. Never knew there was a safe hidden back here. This is odd. The keypad is too clean. Yes, sir. Info I gathered. I seem to have picked up a few good leads. So now you're gonna do that thing you do with all that information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago. Logic. You said that you could look at all your leads and info by pressing the left bumper. Then you pick the ones that seem related with A and connect them with Y. That's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary. And how about I explain my logic to you next? That's even more unnecessary. I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do with that. Then arrest it. Thank you for that follow, Dino. You're welcome. Alright, what is that alert? I don't know where that alert's coming from. I don't see a scene for it. Alert box there. Interesting. I don't need... What's that? The victim's gun, huh? The same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to look ultra cool. What? You were doing so well into that last bit. I had no idea you had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least I hope. We got the boss. Alright, where's this alert box? There, it's right there. Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Yes, you take. Claim. Oof. Oh, but... It's really cool, sir. Much, much cooler than my badge could ever be. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. What else? Can I talk to this person? I can. Mr. Portsman, a word, if I may. Jim, I swear, I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel I'm interrupting their conversation. How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture's too important to mess up. Very sus. Thought I saw another hourglass. Or spyglass. Magnifying glass. That's the word I'm looking for. Wiped fingerprints. I believe I've figured out what the murder was after. What is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. There's a possibility that the files were splayed on the floor. I definitely would not either. Are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. And you're falling asleep? Wow, just wow. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve the files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Rest, sweet Hogwarts. You served your community well. Well, this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. It doesn't look like anything is missing. Though it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. This spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold.
Eureka!
There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot. What does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while, instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. The order of the files. You mean I put them back in the wrong order? Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order, but the numbers are all out of order. We've already read all this. You think it'd be okay to prop the body back up? As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it actually should be. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. 0, 1, 2, 3. Exactly. And then proceed to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. Files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after, but why? Now the crime scene is how as it was the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. As I suspected. This? What's that? Why does it say gumshoe there in blood? That's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Aiden and the Jets. No, wait, there's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? That what the killer was really after? Investigation complete. Looks like Jim was about to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this is the most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. Reality bites. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? So much 90 feels. If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange in this man's attitude. There must be some sort of flaw to his logic, waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I want to cross-examine. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw of his logic with technique. How do you do that? Can you explain? Might as well. Listen to the witness testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony or something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with right bumper and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use Y, but that's old news. Not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time. Correct. In those times, I need to press the witness with the bumper. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information, new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out. See if I can get it right this time. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft and sin. That's when you moved Jim's body that was just sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy? Isn't it obvious? Jim is a perfect name for my companion. Jackus and Jim. Don't those names go together like peanut butter and jelly? Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jackus and Buddy just sounds off. Besides, he was a third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft. To really think it was necessary to just shovel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft.
Objection!
I must object to your line of logic. Uh-oh. Didn't work. None of those seem like they would be good enough. So it's still missing 3, so I guess I did have them all.
Hold it!
Hello, horror.
Hold it!
Hold it. Why do you think the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? By judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. Because he sensed a raffle.
Objection!
I...
Objection!
Oh! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem. I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? That a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? You're joking. I get it. Haha. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see it? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on the shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H. Detective Gumshoe really is the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. You like today, there was too much smoke in the 90s. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Ha 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 ha. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of an Olympic gold medal. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. And why do I sense that you still have something to say? What are you doing? Well, I was thinking. Did you know there's one other person with the key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Birdie, a member of security. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird, is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? Are you not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe? Then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. But yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Why does he keep doing that with his jacket? That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bride snuck into your room using the master key. Bird. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as your prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was in, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that only way to get Mr. Portsman to give more details and suppress him. Buttle. It's pretty obvious. She snuck into your room using the master
Hold
key.
it!
Hold it. Are you sure? Miss Birdie is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? Well, that's true, but... I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. You can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Ask for more details. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'll be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean, missing? As in it wasn't in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Miss Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden. Unlikely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it, and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree. But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves, at least tried the safe. It is, as Mr. Portsman says, detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counter-attack with a few facts of my own. Her intent from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say, is thievery.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, wouldn't it be much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect, on top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making all them probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, there is a large flaw in your logic. Oh, okay, so that one didn't work. Master key to every office in the building. I'm flustered. I'm flustered.
Objection!
What's subject to your line of logic? Oh, which one do I object to?
Objection!
Ugh. Frustrating. That's Jordan's go-to right now.
Objection!
Oh, I thought that one would work.
Objection! Objection!
Pretty obvious that Bright snuck into your office using the master key. Or...
Objection!
we ran out. Case closed.
Objection! Objection!
Objection.
Objection! Objection!
Objection.
Objection!
Oh, I don't know which one it is. My brain is not working.
Objection!
Let's... Chapter 1.
Objection!
Objection. Oh, come on, I want to finish this chapter.
Objection!
You wish to continue insisting that Miss Birdie was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be. But you also must be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret, the existence of which is only privy to the prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and safe were targeted. Nuh-uh. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then you're proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Nighttime. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him I filled filled him in on the secret saves. And that means, yeah, I know. I had only just told him. Too obvious. It was wrong of me not to tell him. I still can't believe it. But the theft who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming the victim was a thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie? Yes. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. He has no honor. Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind to see yourselves out? You can kick us out. You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Move, cat. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But, sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Ah, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, you can remove yourselves from my crime scene. I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We'll meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? Thank you. Yes.
I don't like you going outside.
Geez, there's a lot of save slots. Save complete. March 14th. I thought that would be the end of the chapter. I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Would you look at the time? Don't forget, tomorrow, we're gonna be playing some Funko. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. With bells on. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the Master Key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Alright, but with that, I'll have to get ready for dinner. So this is where we're going to end Ace Investigations. I'll send you that code Nighttime. It is available now on the Xbox Store for $39.99. I'm going to switch it to some Idle Champions until I go to bed. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Stay safe and happy gaming.
Knuckle back!